Hey there everybody, welcome back. In today's episode, I'm gonna talk about implementing LottieFiles into After Effects. It is a pretty powerful format, and if you remember way back when I talked about coding everything manually in SVG, well, you don't really need to do that. You can do all of that in After Effects, either from scratch or from existing file format. So let's do a deep dive, and I'll show you how you can do it. Alright, so I opened up LottieFiles.com, and as you can see immediately, you can either go to your dashboard, which has all your animations stored in it, or you can go and search for animations. Now, I searched previously for a loader to give to my dev team. Okay, you can go to the download button, and you can either get a JSON file, obviously, or an AEP. In this case, you don't have an AEP, which is the format for After Effects. So I'm just gonna download it, like so. Open up After Effects, go to Extensions, Body Moving, and ask it to import it. Now, usually it can import no problem at all. But if the file itself is really complex, then you may have some glitches, or it may not import it at all. So take that with a grain of salt. Okay, so as you can see, you have already the dot loading composition, like so. I'm just gonna change it to white. I pressed Command K for composition settings. Okay, and as you can see, you have all the animation and the keyframes. You can even select a keyframe and see the motion graph. It is pretty sweet. You can change the colors of each layer if you want to, and you can change the timing. Obviously, it's like an open source kind of file, and you can do whatever you want with it. But let's say you're not content with the cropping. So what I usually do is go to region of interest, like so. Stretch this out as much as I need it to, like so. And then go to composition and crop comp to region of interest. Alright? Now obviously it's not gonna work real good, because you need a bit more sky to it. So you can go to Command K and give it a bit more height. Let's say 100. Okay, and then you can crop it exactly how you want it to. All right. So what I want to do now is show you how you can create a Lottie file from scratch by using several principles that you need to take into consideration. And the first one, this is a previous illustration that I made in my other video. I'm gonna take the head, like so. Okay, and I want to import it to After Effects. I'm gonna do a fit, like so. The background of something a bit darker so I can see the illustration itself. Now I want to make it as simple as possible, with little layers as possible. So I'm just gonna delete everything here, right? And I'm just gonna keep the head. Okay, now when I usually go and animate stuff, I don't really like groups, and it may break everything if you have clipping masks like here. Okay, so I'm just gonna ungroup everything, like so. Ooh, look what happened. Everything is using mask, like so. So I'm just gonna, oh boy, I'm just gonna have to unmask everything here. Here you go. Okay, so you have the head and everything, but let's say for some reason you made a group, like so, and then you rotate it like so, like that, and go to and let's say you added a rectangular which has a border radius. Okay, like that. Okay, I'm just gonna ungroup everything. Right, from this situation you would want to avoid, because if you rotate everything is going to work backwards when you try to animate everything. So what I usually do is go to an option called flatten, which is not here. Let's go to customize toolbar, like so, and drag out flatten. Okay, now notice what happens when I click the flatten. You see, everything is although I rotated all the head itself, everything has now rectangulars, which is okay. It's the exact thing that we wanted. Even this thing no longer has dynamic radius like it had previously. It became a shape. Now from this point you'd like to actually import it. Okay, so I'm just gonna click send selection to AE. Alright, so now we have the entire illustration. Everything has rectangulars and it's not rotated like it used to. I'm just gonna do a little wow, this is really doesn't behave correctly. Alright, so what you can do is go to let's create another composition like so. Okay, this is the artboard of the bunny. Okay, and now I'm gonna create a new composition. Let's say 300 by 300. Okay, I'm gonna call it render. Alright, and I'm just gonna drag the artboard composition. I can scale it down a bit. Alright, and then what I can do is go to the composition dot loading, which has a position that goes up and down. Okay, I'm just gonna copy these keyframes like so, and then click it out like so, and then you're going to see oh, the position is not alright, but here you go. Okay, so now it has a position that is resembles to the previous to the previous composition, which doesn't work quite right, quite the way we wanted to. So what we can do is go to just drag everything, and I hope it will work correctly now. Alright, now if we wanted to have it to loop it, we can go to the same timing like so, hit Command K, and then do this. Alright, that looks nice. Let's export it. I'm just gonna go into it and just delete this rectangular, which was an example. Okay, the animation that you wanted, I'm gonna call it render, bunny render. Alright, render it out, and then I can drag it to LottieFiles, drag out the bunny render, and as you can see, we have the entire illustration customized with the keyframes that you took from another composition. It's pretty neat. It may come in handy if you have something really complex, like a character riding on a bike, or something that needs to to be done real quickly, but you already have the illustration itself. You just need to animate it. You can even preview this animation in iOS or Android and see if anything breaks. Before we wrap things up, I would like to share with you some of my keyboard shortcuts if you want to copy and use them in your workflow. So what I do is go to Keyboard, hit the Shortcuts tab, and as you can see, I have the Sketch 86 shortcuts, like so, and I have Adobe After Effects. You can add any application you want, and then say the exact path that you want to have a custom shortcut. And when you go to After Effects, you can see this shortcut in here and in here. If you don't see it, something may went wrong. You didn't type it correctly, but it is really helpful if you have custom shortcuts. Alright, so I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, you can hit me down below in the comments. Hit sub and like, whatever you want. Catch you in the next one. Peace.